Good evening, everyone. This is the INFOWARS Nightly News. It is Friday, the 13th of July, 2012. And here's a quick look at what we have lined up for you this evening.
Tonight, Darren McBreen interviews Dr. Mary's Monkey author Edward T. Haslam about the JFK assassination's link to emerging global epidemics. Plus, free sterilization for all fertile women under Obamacare. Then, a woman decides to grope the TSA in self-defense and finds herself charged with battery. All that and more on the INFOWARS Nightly News.
All that and more coming up during the next hour. But first, we begin with a false flag alert for a pretext of war with Syria, as nameless U.S. officials have told the Wall Street Journal that the Syrian government is taking chemical weapons out of storage for possible use against anti-regime rebels or civilians, possibly in an ethnic cleansing campaign. It also states that they are most worried about Syria's stockpiles of sarin gas. So here we go again. It's already been documented that NATO's hired militant groups like Al-Qaeda or Al-Qaeda are already carrying out a deadly nationwide terrorist bombing campaign, killing innocent civilians. And it's also been confirmed by governments and international media on numerous occasions, so spare me the BS comments and look it up yourself. So, this is all looking way too familiar. We've been expecting this for some time. Syria has been on the hit list for some time, like PNAC, the Project for a New American Century. Syria has been on their hit list, and no doubt that the globalists would prefer that the Obama administration continue the Bush doctrine, and that's exactly what they're doing. So, with the help of NATO, which is now in control of Congress and the Senate, when it comes to policing the world. So, and in the Syrian government, they're not going to use chemical weapons. If that happens, it was a false flag attack carried out by NATO. All right, now up next, we have an update on the woman who took action against the TSA after being groped and felt up and molested by the evasive pat-down. You may recall she voiced her complaint to a TSA supervisor, and she proceeded to physically demonstrate how she was groped. The incident captured there on security cam. She basically started doing to the TSA what they had done to her. That only sounds fair. I mean, give them a taste of their own medicine. And her actions were mild in comparison to, what the TSA agents routinely inflict on the traveling public. Grope downs that include physically grabbing your genitals, grabbing, touching kids. We've all seen it. We've heard the stories. But and how did the TSA respond to someone touching them? Well, they claim that Carol Price carried out an act of violence. That's right, only in America. I mean, remember, she got groped first. They physically put their hand down her bra. They put their hands up and down her breast. They went up and down her legs. They touched her junk. And, but we're supposed to accept that. Meanwhile, Carol Price has been found guilty of battery for conducting what thousands of Americans are subjected to every single day, a TSA-style pat-down. The jury, probably anxious to get back home and, watch American Idol, they only took 20 minutes to deliver a verdict. So Price is now on probation for the next 6 months. She was issued a $500 fine. So I guess the TSA has some kind of divine power that makes them immune to carrying out sexual assaults against the public. I don't know what else to say. All right. Hey, yesterday, one of our top stories on Infowars.com was the coverage of a viral video that's on YouTube right now. And this is where a man refuses to comply with internal checkpoints. Border Patrol agents, they set up a network of unconstitutional checkpoints all over the United States. And in this video clip, informed citizen Steven Anderson gives a sterling example of how to stand up for your rights and teach the cops a thing or two at the same time. That's always fun. So score one for the Fourth Amendment. Let's take a look.
What's up, man?
How you doing today, sir?
Good.
You a U.S. citizen?
That's my business.
Well, it's our business to ask. Are you a U.S. citizen or not?
You can ask, that's fine.
And you have to answer me, or I have to detain you until you can either tell me that you're a U.S.
Well, I don't have to answer you because I have rights as an American.
Sir, go ahead and pull over there. We're behind that other vehicle if you do me a favor.
No thanks. I'd like to just go on my way.
You can go on your way as soon as you tell me if you're a U.S. citizen.
Well, you know, I didn't know that I have to go around proving that I'm a citizen. Do I need to, like, show my papers like the Nazis, or...
Immigration...
I'm not... Am I immigrating somewhere, or...
Negative, but we're supposed to check on...
Is this Mexico, or...
The United States.
Huh?
Just answer the question yes or no.
Well, let me ask you this. You know, is this Nazi Germany now? I have to show my papers?
Hold on a second. It's a simple yes or no. You can either answer it or we can detain you here until we figure out whether you're a U.S. citizen.
Well, you know what's more simple is the fact that my freedom is a little more important than you seem to think. And that, you know, setting up checkpoints where people have to prove that they're a citizen is not something that America is supposed to be about. So I'm not sure if you understand that.
Huh?
No.
He doesn't want to tell me his citizenship.
Well, I'm just driving down the road here and I've been stopped for some reason, and I'm, you know, supposed to, no thank you.
I want you to pull up secondary, sir.
No thanks. I want to go free on my way.
Okay.
I'm, you know, here I am just going about my own business, and, you know, I don't need to stop at a checkpoint where I have to prove who I am, because this is America. You know, correct me if I'm wrong, did I stumble into Mexico, or is it still the United States?
It's still the United States.
Okay, well then therefore I should have the freedom to travel unmolested, because I'm in America here. So,
Go ahead, go.
go ahead and go where?
Keep going on the road.
Okay, see you later.
You know, if more people would just follow that example by simply standing up for their rights and refusing to obey unconstitutional demands, freedom might still be salvaged in this country. And we are joined now by the star of the video. Pastor Steven Anderson joins us from my hometown, Phoenix, Arizona. Steven Anderson, it's good to have you on the show today.
Yeah, it's good to be here. Thanks for having me.
So tell us a little bit more about what happened that day. You know, those officers, they looked a little bit shocked and surprised when you refused their orders. What went down?
Well, I was on my way to work in California, and I ended up going through 3 checkpoints within about 90 minutes. The first checkpoint was the agricultural inspection, which I didn't get that on video, unfortunately, but they wanted to search the trunk of my car. I told them I wasn't a commercial vehicle, I wasn't hauling any produce, but they tried to insist on searching my car. Finally, they let me go after a few minutes, and then I showed up at the second checkpoint where the video starts, and they asked me if I was a citizen. And, you know, I've been going through these checkpoints for years. I never answer any of their questions because, frankly, I don't feel like I should have to. I'm just traveling around doing my own business. I shouldn't have to be stopped and interrogated at these things. And then the third checkpoint I went to, they just instantly, they didn't even ask me if I was a citizen. They just instantly said, go to secondary so that your car can be inspected. And they were just planning on searching my vehicle. So I think the reason why they look so shocked that I'm telling them no is that thousands of people are going through these things every day, and I think very few people are telling them no. I think everybody just goes along with it. Maybe they're afraid to stand up to them, or maybe they just don't understand how serious this is. They might think it's just a really minor inconvenience, but the scary part is where this is going. You know, it might seem small now, a small inconvenience, but these checkpoints are the infrastructure being set up for even more invasive checkpoints that are going to be used in the future. They're just getting us used to it, getting us acclimated to it.
Well, it's getting ridiculous. And, you know, even the border patrols in California, for example, where you were stopped, they are set up miles and miles away from the actual border. You know, even in San Bernardino County, I've even heard reports where actual military are on the street to assist in DUI checkpoints. And here in Texas, you know, even Alex Jones, we've got a video where Alex was stopped 100 miles from the border of Mexico where he was stopped, and the Border Patrol, they wanted to board the vehicle, and he kind of had the same reaction that you had, and that video is available on the internet. And now we've even got, you know, the TSA has even announced that they're going to expand their Viper program. It's going to include train stations, bus terminals, and even roadside checkpoints of commercial vehicles. So this is obviously spreading out of control, don't you think?
Absolutely. And it's like you said, it's all part of a larger system that includes the TSA. It includes DUI checkpoints, narcotics checkpoints, Border Patrol checkpoints. It doesn't matter what the excuse is. These checkpoints are setting up an infrastructure to control the American people and to slowly take away our liberties. And so regardless of what people's view are, what their view is of the border security issue or of illegal immigration, that's not the point. The point is that these checkpoints are unconstitutional. They're a violation of our natural rights. And something's wrong when you're going through 3 of them within 90 minutes of just driving westbound on I-8. I mean, that's pretty extreme.
No, it's almost, it reminds me of not only an inconvenience, but it's also conditioning. It's almost like they're conditioning us to go through these random stops and kind of get used to it. Before you joined us, we showed the first half of the video where you went through, you finally managed to get through the first checkpoint. Now we're quickly going to take a look at checkpoint number 2. Let's take a look.
This one a little bit, considering...
Go to secondary for me, sir, to the right?
No.
I need you to go to secondary, sir,
No, thank you.
to the right?
No. You know, I don't know why you've held me up in this traffic jam for the last 20 minutes. This is the 3rd checkpoint I've been through in the last couple hours. No, thank you. I'd like to go free on my way, please.
Hey, get a soup! What's up, man?
What's up?
All right. Can we have you pull in secondary, please?
No, thank you. I'd like to go free on my way.
And why don't you want to go secondary?
Maybe it's because I've just sat in traffic for the last 20 minutes and I'm already running late and I don't have time to stop at your Nazi checkpoint and show my papers today. You know, I thought this is America. I thought I had some freedom to travel unmolested, and I'm just trying to go about my business here. You know, I don't have time to play games with you guys. You know, I don't know what you think you're doing here.
All right,
stopping me for no reason.
Hey, Heather, can you run this car really quick?
You know, you stopped me for no reason. I've waited in traffic for the last 20, 30 minutes that you guys created this traffic jam. I got places to go. I have to go make an honest living.
All right, hold on.
You know, and you guys want to screw around with me.
All right, man. All right.
Well, as sad as it is to see America finally getting to this point, it's also encouraging to see patriotic individuals like yourself, you know, standing up to these thugs. And I wanted to ask you about your camera setup. I noticed you had your camera set up there on the passenger side. What kind of camera did you use? How did you mount it? And the reason why I ask, I think it would be a good idea for more citizens to kind of do the same thing for their own protection as they, you know, go against these guys.
Right. Well, the good news is there's nothing fancy about my setup. It was just a basic JVC camcorder, just a little typical handy cam like anybody would pick up at the electronics store. And, you know, my fancy mount was basically I just had a sweater sitting on the passenger seat, and I just kind of bunched up the sweater to get the right angle.
Well, that's good. That's good.
I don't really have a fancy camera mount or anything. I just like to carry a camera everywhere I go because, you know, I want to document this stuff because of the fact that there are a lot of people who live in other parts of the country and they might hear about something like this and think it's exaggerated, and it doesn't really hit